drinking your caffeine.
Everybody.
So last night I tried the Pacifica Rose makeup removing wipes, and even though I knew they were, sorry I'm wobbly, even though I knew they were going to have a lot of fragrance in them, they actually did a pretty good job taking off that Color Science mascara. They smell really good. What did you think of them? You tried them too.
I did remove my CoverGirl. CoverGirl Lash, whatever it is. Oh, Clump Crusher.
Clump Crusher?
But it was a little rough and stingy.
Oh yeah, I agree. Yeah.
I like Pacifica brand things usually.
It did a pretty good job taking my mascara off.
The scent was nice too.
Yeah, it smells really good. It smells like if you were chopping onions and your fingers smelled funky, it'd be kind of nice to perfume your fingers with it.
Nice.
But
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, I used that CeraVe night cream last night.
Say that, yeah. Yeah, the Target girl also hooked us up with the CeraVe Renewing Night Cream mini samples in the tub. I reviewed those for you guys, and I used one last night, and I enjoy that. It doesn't, I don't think it's any better than the CeraVe in the tub, though, and it's got a retinol in it that is, cosmeceutical retinols are just unreliable, but I don't think the retinol, I mean, who knows, maybe it's effective. It's in like MVE technology or something, they say, but you tried it?
I used it and I liked the way it went on.
Yeah, it's nice.
And there's quite a few applications in there.
That little baby tub.
jar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it.
Last night we watched Downton Abbey, and it was so sad. It was a sad one for sure. Yeah. Childbirth. Scary story. If you're about to deliver, don't watch. What was it, season 3, episode 4?
Season 3, episode 4.
Yeah, season 3, episode 4. If you're pregnant, I don't recommend watching it. But it's very good, very sad. Today I got zoodles, and they have these purple and red skin potato medley. I put a little tofu on the bottom, and they have an apple kale salad. It looks really good, so I got that, and then I topped it with sesame seeds, hemp seeds, and nutritional yeast. And what'd you get?
And I went with peas, and this is like a multi-harvest quinoa. Yeah, and then there's tofu scramble on the bottom, and of course, hash browns.
Looks good.
Yeah.
How's your coffee?
Very good.
Yeah, they do a good job. So, this is the coffee they brew here. Somebody was asking. It's Allegro coffee. They do a really good job.
It's tea.
Tybee.
Daddy.
What's his little charm he has there? Did you make that?
Shamrock bow.
Oh, how sweet. He says, get this little doodle off of me.
It does kind
Hi.
of bother me.
Hi, sweets. You're not allowed up here. No, sir.
Okay, we'll
No,
take
sir.
a picture of
No,
his
sir.
teeth.
You can shake my hand, but you can't scratch
Hold
the
on.
couch.
There's the camera all ready to go.
All right,
right.
This is for his baby album. We're documenting his teeth. This is a picture within a picture.
All right, take 2. Take that one.
I think I got it.
All right, now take the open mouth one.
This is like... this
Those big hands. How about like
His
this?
eyes.
There.
I can't now. I have it on. Well, we didn't have great success capturing Tybee's teeth, but without appearing as though we were tormenting him.
Yeah, I was wanting to capture how tiny his little puppy teeth are and how perfectly
Yeah, they look really nice.
But we couldn't make it happen.
We couldn't work the magic.
No, because I guess he's going to start losing those soon, isn't he?
I don't know much about puppy dentition, but I would imagine that to be. Don't they just swallow them?
I don't know.
I think they do. Anyways, I just brewed up a cup of the peach tea from Celestial Seasonings. What's the name of it? Perfect Peach? Country Peach.
Oh, that's a good one.
Sorry, I had you zoomed in here on my face. in my mom's Totoro cup. And what are you drinking here? I'm gonna flip you guys around.
It's the Starbucks Spike's Place.
Oh, okay. And the Love You a Latte cup.
Yeah, I like this cup too.
Yeah, and that came from the FabFitFun box. And as did this hand cream. The Ahava. Is it focusing? What do you think of this? It looks like you've used it.
I use it regularly.
We can capture the empty here in the light. This is how you've used quite a bit of it. You can see the line there.
I've got maybe a quarter of it left. Yeah.
Yeah, you seem to like it. It's heavily fragranced though.
It is. That's the only thing. So I don't use it when you're here.
Nice work. But I'm gonna do a little reading of this Outlander you guys recommended. It's pretty good. It's a little I think it's gonna be racy. You read some of it, but didn't get a chance to finish it. It wasn't really your style.
I just didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
But people love it, so I think you should hang in there.
I'm enjoying it.
And see.
The first 30 pages has me in. You know what makes it so enjoyable is the way it's written. I think it could be. If other popular fiction authors who don't write very well wrote it, I would not waste 2 seconds on it.
Because
it's descriptive.
Historical fiction. I think it's more historical fantasy.
Yeah.
If there is such a genre, I don't know.
It's interesting, yeah.
It is interesting. Because when the first thing happens, which I won't give away, but I did say, oh, I wish I could do that. You know, it makes you want to do that. So
yeah, I look forward to seeing it.
She's gifted. Gifted writer, no doubt.
Yeah, it's well written. It's definitely a good read for sure. This would be something good to read on vacation too, on a plane.
Is it primarily women's lit, do you think?
I don't know.
Interest to women more than men, or not?
I'm not going to generalize that, but I think it's pretty good. Yeah, I wouldn't call it like chick lit. Like
no.
Maybe it is kind of. I'm not sure. I'm only on page 37. I can't get. I mean, it's quite a tome. I can't.
There was I took a little mini class at the library on the electronic library access, and this woman who was there, she said, "Yeah, I like to get the ebooks for my mom, who's older." And somebody asked her, "Well, what does your mom enjoy reading?" And she said, "Anything that has a man in a kilt on the cover."
Well, for you, that is that's Milo. Milo was my mom's prior dog, Milo is Ty B's guardian angel. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
But he was a Scottie.
Yeah.
Did you ever get a little cute kilt for him?
No.
Milo?
No.
He was such a good dog.
He wore a pirate's outfit for
He was a very good pirate at Halloween, yeah.
Because he used to do the
He was a good pirate and quite a good Santa's little helper. He had an elf outfit at the holidays.
He was an angel.
He was very obedient.
Big paws
to fill. Tybee is pretty chill though. You're like the dog whisperer. You've had 2 bad dogs and 2 good dogs. So my mom, when I was a child, my mom got this horrible dog called Bonnie. Bonnie Prince Charleston.
Bonnie Prince Charleston.
Yeah, Bonnie Prince Charleston. I don't want to take his name in vain. But he was not. It's any wonder I don't detest dogs. Bonnie Prince Charleston almost scarred me. He was just very.
A bit of a seed of Satan.
He was troubled, so. Yeah. He found a good second home, though. We couldn't keep him, but he was adopted we had to give him up because he was biting and everything. But the woman who adopted him turned him into a show dog, and Bonnie Prince Charleston ended up having a better life than I did. I was like.
You were jealous.
Yeah, he had a special seat in the car. This was before people really went all out with their dogs. So back then it seemed impressive to me that you would devote this much, get this many accessories for a dog.
I found a good
You did. You found a good second home.
Bonnie.
Yeah, he was well loved there.
I'm not one that gives up pets.
No, you put us through Bonnie.
was
You put me through at least 3 years of Bonnie Prince Charleston.
We tried, but he was very aggravating when we had the Girl Scout meetings.
Yeah.
And when I say aggravating, I mean dangerous to be around children.
I almost lost a finger a few times.
Yeah, he had to be surrendered.
Then you had Matilda, who also she found a good second home.
Maddie. Yes.
Yeah.
Matilda.
My mom tried to get Milo a sister, Matilda, but Matilda was not a waltzing. So, but you found a another second home for Matilda. Matilda and Bonnie Prince Charleston.
But as far
Like
as
children
cats
of the
go,
corn, of dogs.
we've never surrendered a cat.
We have had pretty good luck with cats. We had one cat who was a little senile, but she was sweet. And then we had Shuby, and Tito was a bit of insufferable, but
You know, and Tito was my very first cat. I'm surprised I continued into feline world after her.
she was rough.
But,
Keebler was an all-star, and so was Shuby.
Yeah, baby Schubert.
Baby Schubert
Was-
and Keebler.
Yeah, they're special. Animals add so much to your life.
Well, I'm gonna experiment with the Instapot. I'm gonna try steaming. I've never tried steaming potatoes. I've steamed them in my sorry, but I've never tried steaming them in the Instapot here at my mom's. So I just have some of these potatoes here, and I'm gonna give it a whirl. But these are the potatoes my mom got at Kroger. They look pretty good. They're the Growers Reserve organic potatoes. So I'm going to try steaming them, and then I'm going to try chopping them up after they've steamed really quickly and making them into like country potatoes in the oven. So we'll see how that comes out. All right, so I'm just going to steam them for 2 minutes on normal pressure, I guess. We'll see how that works, but my plan isn't to have them be fully cooked when they come out of here. I just want them steamed tender enough so that I can then take them to the oven. All right, so they came out just like I want them, al dente. I'm just gonna cut them into quarters now. They're still pretty hot, but see, they're kind of raw in the center still, but that's okay, because they're gonna get cooked again. Alright, so I've just cubed up the potatoes and I spritzed them with some of this chosen food avocado oil spray. They've been chosen by the Aztec gods. Dusted them with some Kirkland Signature granulated California garlic and a smattering of cayenne from Adams since 1888. And some McCormick paprika, non-GMO, Boy Scout badge there. And I'm gonna put them in the oven at 370 degrees and let them bake till they get crispy. And once that occurs, I will let you know how long that took. In the meantime, I'm gonna start preparing our main dish, which is a roll of paper towels. Just kidding. I took it upon myself earlier to take, my mom has this block of tofu she had in the fridge, so I just wrapped it up in a clean towel and put it in the strainer bowl, and then put some compression on it just to drain out the excess water. And so now it is good and dry, and I'm just gonna crumble it up and make a tofu scramble here. All right, so first up, I just have a small, half of a small white onion that I've just kind of roughly chopped. And I'm gonna take it over to the skillet that I have warmed up, and it is on medium heat-ish. And it's sprayed with a little of that chosen food avocado oil spray. And I'm just gonna go ahead and pop those bad boys in there and let them start to get translucent. And while they're getting translucent, you can see the tofu. I've drained all the water out of it, so you can see it looks a lot firmer than it would be had I not done that. And I did that for, I don't know, it was set there for approximately an hour. I think I put that there roughly an hour ago. And then this is not entirely necessary, but I just find that when making tofu scramble, this just kind of helps to start kind of cutting it into little shaved strips like this. You don't need to do this, but I find that it helps it cook a little bit more evenly. I normally bake my tofu in cubes, but this is another way to make it almost like a brunchy entree, if you will, like a scramble. That's what it is, tofu scramble. Looks like something out of Alice in Wonderland, right? Alright, now I'm just going to add my tofu to the skillet here. Woo-wee! And it flops. And I'm just going to kind of mash it all around. Alright, so it's here in the pan, and I'm just kind of doing the wooden spoon swizzle here. So everybody's swizzling together. But by having it in those weird little strips, somehow it just breaks it up more evenly. I don't think that's necessary, but it just makes it easier to break up and function in the pan somehow. But you can see it's breaking up, and because I drained the water, there's not a lot of, it's already pretty dry, but if you hadn't done that, or your tofu was still pretty liquidy, this is a firm tofu, by the way. If your tofu was still pretty liquidy, you could just keep cooking it low and slow to just let the water dry out, and get it good and dry and oniony. Okay, and now that it's all broken up, first I'm going to add the dry seasonings that we have. So, a little conservative with the garlic dusting because the granulated California garlic is bold. Never skimp on the spice, on the cayenne, but for those who don't like spicy, then skip that, and then we will put in some of this McCormick's paprika. And I'm going to go ahead and add in some nutritional yeast. This is about 1.5 tablespoons, roughly. And so I'll just figure all that together. And now I have one 10-ounce can of Rotel tomatoes. These are diced tomatoes and green chilies. I just drained some of the liquid off of it because I don't want it too liquidy. Dump those in. And just let that continue to cook. Heat up those tomatoes, and the tofu will flavor. Yeah, tofu is just kind of a bland carrier, like egg whites. A bland carrier protein for flavors to savor for later. Alright, the tofu and tomatoes are cooking, and this is a 12-ounce bag of frozen Brussels sprouts my mom had in the freezer that I just threw into this spritz skillet with some of the same exact seasonings dusted over, and they are thawed and going to go nicely alongside the tofu scramble. I'm going to crack in a little black peppercorn into all this love. It's like Woodstock in here. Yeah, if you detest tofu, this will make it palatable, but and I think it makes the texture less suspicious. Tofu daunts people, but I find it's pretty versatile. if you ain't scared to try it. But some people just don't care for it. I understand. So the 25-minute mark of the potatoes just came out, so I took them out and flipped everybody on over. And I'm giving them 5 more minutes, but they're basically done. They I just flipped them on to the opposite side, so the opposite side will get a little crispy. And as a last-minute mix-in, I just threw in the rest of those black beans my mom had in the fridge from yesterday. It was about roughly maybe less than half a cup, but not quite a quarter of a cup of black beans. And our potatoes are ready to come out. They were in for an extra 5 minutos to crisp on up a little further. All right, what do you think?
Looky what I've got.
Ooh, the potatoes came out.
They
look like almost Spanish potatoes.
It looks delicious.
Spaniards are cringing. They're going, "Right, don't."
Are these yellow?
They're those organic potatoes you have. The key, I think, is that quick steaming them before you chop them up and season them and put them in the oven.
Oh, I see. How long did you have them in the oven for?
25 minutes, then I flipped them and put them in for another 5, 370 degrees. What do you think?
I have to give rave reviews to the tofu scramble. It's delicious.
It came out good?
Really good.
Does it taste rubbery to you? It doesn't to me.
Rubbery, no.
You know tofu can sometimes taste, sometimes it can squeak in between your teeth.
No, it's not doing that.
Squeaky.
No, it's really good. You did a good job.
Yeah, sometimes tofu has a really rubbery consistency, and I think that's probably what's off-putting to most people. But yeah, doing it that, I don't think that the pre-crumbling that I do makes a difference, but maybe in my head it does. I've seen other people do that. So somebody just had a very rigorous workout outside, and they're hydrating by the water cooler. You can't even sit up. You have to just lay your head in the bowl. Ty B, get on all 4.
That's cute.
I'm too tired.
It's my cheese.
I ran laps.
Yeah,
I'm foam rolling.
I've got all those pine cones out there that I have to organize.
Well, hey guys, what's up? I am back at home, just finished at the gym and got out of the shower. You all know that in the morning I wash my face really just in acne-prone areas, kind of on the nose, around the chin, the forehead. I cleanse with a 2% salicylic acid face wash, really just to concentrate the salicylic acid and my sebaceous glands for a little bit of acne control, and also just a little bit of light exfoliation in those areas. Yes, salicylic acid is effective in a wash form such as that. I use approximately a 2 to 3 minute contact time, and then rinse it off with water and follow it up immediately with a fragrance-free moisturizer to cut down an irritation related to salicylic acid. And I love the Zapsit 2% salicylic acid face wash. So far in my lifetime, that has been my favorite BHA product. As I've elaborated before, I don't like leave-on BHAs or leave-on acids. But they've been out of Zapsit ever since my winter skincare empties, and so I went ahead and ordered the La Roche-Posay Ethiclair Medicated Gel Cleanser, their 2% salicylic acid face wash. I have used this before. It's also very good, pretty gentle, but slightly more irritating because in addition to salicylic acid, it has the L'Oreal proprietary LHA, which essentially is a modified, smaller salicylic acid that in the L'Oreal, kind of studies, which are, not super controlled, they're biased, right? I mean, they're not quite the same as just our acne studies, for example. But their studies and what they're claiming is that their, signature LHA penetrates a little bit more deeply by virtue of its size and exfoliates a little bit more deeply. I have noticed when I use products from La Roche-Posay with their LHA in it, while they are gentle, I do notice that I get a little bit more of what I believe is a deeper exfoliation, simply because when I put products on afterwards, namely my fragrance-free moisturizer or sunscreen during the day, I feel a little bit of irritation and stinging, and I attribute it. That's the only thing that I can come up with to explain, is that it does in fact work. So I'm going to be trying that and chit-chatting with you guys about it. I mean, I've tried it before, but I'm going to be using that for until I use it up, and then I'll probably go back to Zapsit. But you know, I plan to have some videos in the upcoming weeks for you guys. I've had on my list for a while to do an AHA video on, glycolic acid, lactic acid, what they are, and then later I'll also probably do a video on BHAs and kind of what they're helpful for. So stay tuned for that. I know you guys have been asking for it ever since and before my how to exfoliate your face video. So I hope that you guys find those videos helpful. But La Roche-Posay is in the AM lineup now that we've been out of Zapsit. So anyways, guys, I am gonna conclude the vlog-addendo here. I hope you enjoyed it. Fun times with my mom, plant-based recipes. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you tomorrow.